Oh, a little bit. Well, it should be enough for 25 minutes. Let's see. Oh. Can never find anything in this thing. Okay. Who's a little circle? Okay. 4:08. Because I should check it about. I'll have about till about 4:30. So I kind of do a video. I was watching the Young Turks, the latest two that they had. And I'm going to go down to 21st. And hi there. And let's go down this way. Well, I guess I missed that. Forget it. It's like if I look, I always kind of think everybody kind of gets it. And then I realize now it's just like, no, you got to work with that camera like that, with the bird that just went by. It's just like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just. Oh! Bunch of drunks. It's interesting about the writers and stuff too, and striking and all that, and they go on strike and they don't have anything to. Some people don't have anything to read or say or something like that. And it's just like, that's all done by computers. And they were like saying that like on the Young Turks too, where it's just like, it's just. This whole thing is like just this constant barrage of therapy. I'm out here just justifying somebody's job, and I got that, but I didn't know. Never mind. Somewhere, and it's just this is stupid. It's just minute by minute. And it's just like, do people really watch like I don't know, like heavily edited like stuff? At the end of the day, they get a 5-minute recap of like everything that happened. I'm just like, you can't do that. You got to watch this stuff minute by minute by minute. Well, we can't do that, but we're watching and we're giving you positive messages and news and things like that. I'm just like, who thinks like that? What kind of kooky cult are you into? That's disturbing. Don't you see like the worst of this stuff? I'm just here to like justify people's Munchausen by proxy or something, and then I do this stuff, and then people finally like watch. Yeah, and then maybe one of these days we'll get to see all of it. And it's just like, you have, a life that comments on what I do, and then you don't feel like you have to do anything? What kind of job is that? Well, it's all for you when we do it in your name. I'm like, don't drag me into this thing. Okay. I brought with me a map. So there's some more therapy. People talk like that like all the time. I'm out here like justifying this, that, or the other thing. And if it doesn't work, of course, a lot of you are going to be as good as dead. I got China that wants me desperately. I got the whole rest of the world that wants me desperately. And you have to keep me here. You have to make sure that I'm poor, so I don't have money, so I can go to these places, you see. And I stay here and keep you entertained. And then you gotta hope that therapy works. And then I could do stuff like this. And people, see. Oh, there's one of them Hungarian hunting dogs. Okay. Support you over here. Alright, let's go over here. I gotta stay here for a bit.
That would be a lead any dinner at all.
all those backpacks that one year. Oh. They were $90. Like the backpacks. They were beautiful. Like leather.
I mean, they're trying like wind conditions, like.
It's still there. It was Joe Brown.
There's Turkey. I'm representing.
These guys, I swear to God.
The TV, I don't know about it. Shows up. Oh, there's Bangkok. Manila. Kuala Lumpur. Singapore. Tokyo. Carl's Jr. Vietnam. Australia. Hong Kong. Kyoto. Korea.
This is where we're going.
Prairie Zion. That was like, was I talking about Uncle Charlie, like where he would, I think it was France that he would go to and he wouldn't be bothered. And it was like England, he could go just about anywhere. The village thing was funny because there was like, you know, only like one person in the village that could, you know, that whose job it was to kind of like spy and or just be kind of intimidating or whatever. So he'd walk around to in that particular small town, and you know that they had that one person whose job it was to do that was like right there. You know, every time he went around to like the city center, there was only like 300 people in the town. It was like a little village in England. I talk about that, like London and all that stuff. Darn it, I just talked about it. You can look it up later. I just photograph rich people having a good time on my dime. Yeah, I was like watching the Young Turks kind of thing too, and it's just like I think people get like they see like the praises or something, or the positive vibes they send my way, and then they're like mad that I get like mad or something like that. And it's just like there was a episode of it was in Miami, and they had like a cop doing like an investigations or something. I forgot what it was, like 48 hours or something like that, and they had something on photo. You see on the like a photo strip or something, or they had to like not photo. It was sort of like that, and they had to like test something, and they put like samples out on the thing, and they're sitting they're like in a small room. There's like fluorescent lights, and the whole thing's kind of low budget and cheap and stuff like that. And he was like, "This ain't no NIS, you know, Miami kind of thing where they like put something in a computer and then like all of a sudden it like, you know, they like know their test results or something like that." He was like, "This is the real thing, and we got to sit around and just kind of watch this thing and." Wait, like, you know, well, we got about 8 hours. I think it was about 8 hours for like the thing to like get done or something like that. You know, and it's just like this is like the reality. This is how, you know, things really work. And you know, I just think like with this thing, it's just like, are people getting like some sort of CSI Miami kind of, or I think it was NCS that he mentioned. I don't know, something like that. You know, where the results are put into a thing, and then you get instant results, and then like, you know, at the end of every day, it's like, you know, you've got. You know, you get the whole summary of the whole day like in 5 minutes and stuff like that. Just, no, this is boring. I hear it 1 minute right after the next. Most of it, and it's not going to happen when you got the camera on for the most part. It's just sexually offensive stuff. And it's just like if you're not watching that, and then you know it's probably kind of going on, but you're not really all that concerned about it. It's like this stuff's going to come out later, and if it's your job to like comment on what I'm doing and saying, and I'm making a living out here doing all this kind of stuff for you. You know, where are you going to go with that? You know, because you got to say, well, I don't know it was that bad. I just didn't watch. I didn't know. I believe what they told me, you know. And it's just like, all right.
Don't forget.
It's like, who's telling these people to say, like, what? What are they like? You know, I mean, really. It's just like, this is absolutely foolish. Can they even turn off the computers, like, long enough to be like, you know, where they can be kind of a thing of like, you know, where they're not so quite in the face or like offensive or something. You know, what the hell is this? It was the Young Turks. It was like, it was like the video that had just come out and they were like talking about it. There was a Facebook story about it today. You know how like if somebody's like down or something like that, they do things to try to sell them products or something to make them feel worse or something or whatever. Or it was like, you're feeling terrible, well, here's Xanax. I think that was like the example that they had. And it's just like, you know, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I'm just, you know, if you're making a living off of this stuff, you got an obligation to do something. And this just gets worse. You know, and I'm putting the signs up all over the place and that kind of thing. You know, this can't be that much fun. I'm just looking at this kind of stuff and it's just like, you know, if even half of this is like true, we're in a hell of a lot of trouble. Of course you're in a lot of trouble. You can't put me in King Elementary Experimental School and have all these like Washington D.C. types look around and just like, and then just take off and then there's like nothing. They knew they were doing wrong because like in '84, the last year I was there, the numbers like way down. I think it was like down to like 10, maybe 20 people were walking around. At its peak, it was like probably about 100 at a time. And they just, you know, I think they knew they messed up. When I talked to Mr. Zola about it, you know, but they couldn't quite admit that they made a mistake, so they had to do it like the next year. Although I think the first year I was there, I don't think they did that kind of stuff at all. But I don't remember the first year very well. I was really out of it. That was after the crushing on Hannah thing, and, well, you know, they can't have me crushing on girls, so, you know. Is that like northern Japan? Aren't there like Japanese people that were just out there? I guess so. So, anyway, hey, let's take a little stroll down here. Watch all the rich people. It was fun with the birds earlier. I don't think there's like so many birds around now. So, having a good time, living it up.
Apparently this place
I was even like talking about that earlier. It was like Benson with his Social Security. He gets like $200, $300, $400 more than I do every month, and it's like for the same thing. I'm sort of kind of like, why are they doing that kind of stuff? And it's me of all people, you know. I don't know. Just I know we're all just victims here or something like. I don't give me that kind of stuff, you know. I don't know. I guess maybe this gets past the sensors or something. I don't know. Well, just give me enough money so I can go to Japan and China and all that kind of stuff. Unless you want to tell them that they would be irresponsible with me. Give me enough money to go to Africa. I'll hang out there for a while. What's wrong with that? Still watch. What's wrong with that? Oh, I need to be here for more therapy. I see. Ah, okay. They wouldn't be very responsible with me, would they? No, China. Besides, you know how the rest of the world feels about drugs. You know. Gosh, they could really, with me creating a cult that would come over here and take over all this land, you'd all have to move out. You wouldn't be able to do your drugs anymore, and the money would run out. I mean, none of this. You couldn't do any of this stuff anymore. You know, what's the plan? They send you to Tennessee. Whatever's left. Oh yeah, CCTV, which is now CGTN.
This is, yeah. It's pretzels.
What is that? Probably got that. Oh. If you've done all the work yourself, there shouldn't be a problem, should there? I'm supposed to start off in Java and then make my way around Southeast Asia, then a little bit, and then to like Indonesia or India, and up and around basically where the tsunami occurred, and then through Southeast Asia. I get to Hainan Island, go around that a few times. For about 2 months in every like kind of spot or like phase, and after probably about less than a year, I get into like China, and at that point they might figure I was weaned enough away from here to go in there, give away the battle plans. But I've been doing that for like a few months now. So, and if you've done all the work yourself, there shouldn't be a problem now, should there? I guess that's the key to getting it, yeah. See, I make an itinerary. People figure I'm going to go through with it, and then I get the cash, and eventually I get the house. You won't give me the house now here because they're humanists, and they got Munchausen by proxy, and they're kind of infected with this sort of disease. And all these people are probably, for the most part, anyway. How to photograph a house in this one room? Like something's about to happen, but I don't know what.
What is that exactly?
The president's analyst.
Oh, okay.
Phone booth. Phonies. Round and round and round. And eventually you get the girl. Otherwise I'm here for therapy. And none of that's going to happen. Not much anyway. I can get together with Hannah. People don't see any of that though. I don't. A lot of people don't anyway. Or any other girls I was with in the past, you know, where I'm shooting anywhere from 4 to 6 orgasms in them, you know. Oh, I'm here for gay conversion therapy. And it's just like, all right, well. There's my Hannah. Well, I don't know. Pilgrim. Okay.
Super nice. Yeah. Really into Serena.
Well, it works in this lower light, probably. Probably just a little bit. So there's that woman. And then there's that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see the ocean.
See what time it is. We're 28. Got a little bit of time, yep. That's what it looks like when you download on YouTube. I've been doing this for like about a month now. When did I get the camera? Like about a month ago? A little more than that, I think. Mr. Bird. Well, I don't know. I got the maps and stuff. That was kind of interesting. Oh, some major cities in China will have something to do. Oh yeah, you're cool. Wow, that's really intimidating. I guess. I mean, jeez. If I'm supposed to stop this kind of stuff, you know, it better work like soon, because I'm getting a lot of attention from a lot of people. And running around dressing like a bunch of kooky characters is, you know. This is like the least of it. It's worse when the cameras are off. Hey, you know, if you're gonna go along with the heavily edited, heavily censored kind of version, you know, I mean, the hell would I care about you? Okay. Alright, that gives Los Angeles something to do. She sits alone in the world machines created. Oh, hey there, Miriam. Let's see, what time I got? Got 1 minute left. Why don't you be like really careful across the street? I used to live over here on that street. Like right over there. Looks like it's showing off. Used to live, well, I had friends. There was a girl that lived there. Some friend that lived, oh, I forgot now. I was talking about the other, about a week ago or something. And I had a friend that lived there. Where did I live? It was that house, I think. I don't remember much about it, though. I usually remember friends' houses more than I remember my own. It's kind of the Indian in me, where you just wake up in the morning and you get out of your room.